Hi, welcome back to Math Widgets. So in today's video, we are going to learn about ratio and proportion. And we will also solve some example questions, word problems of ratio and proportion. Okay, if you are watching the video for the first time, please do subscribe to our channel. So first we will learn about ratio and then we will come back to the proportion. Ratio means comparison of two quantities of same kind and same units. Comparison of two quantities of same kind and same units. What does it mean? Suppose let's compare, in a class there are 15 boys and 20 girls are there. Here we can say that the ratio of boys to girls is 15 is to 20. We write it symbolically, 15 is to 20. This symbol we will call it as is to. Okay, we will also write this ratio in fractional form. That means number of boys by number of girls equals to 15 over 20. If you convert into lowest form, which is 3 out of 4, that means for every 3 boys 4 girls are there. So 3 is to 4 ratio. We are comparing two quantities of same kind with same units. Similarly, let us consider another example. Suppose two brothers are there, Arun and Amar. Okay, so and Arun earn monthly 6,000 rupees and Amar earn 9,000 rupees monthly. So the ratio of Arun's and Amar's salary, how do we compare? We compare 6,000 is to 9,000. This we can write it as 6,000 over 9,000. Let's convert into simplest form. 6 over 9. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. So 2 is to 3 ratio they are earning. That means for every 2 rupees Arun earns, 3 rupees Amar is earning. Understand? So ratio means comparison of two quantities of same kind with same units. What does it mean of same units? We cannot compare kgs with some liters, right? So we can only compare with same units. So ratio is the comparison of two quantities of same kind with same units. And after finding out the ratios, we will convert into lowest form. And here, in the ratio of two quantities, we are writing, let's say, suppose 2 is to 3, right? So, in the ratio of two quantities, the first one we call it as antecedent. The second term we call it as consequent. So, when it comes to fraction, we say numerator and denominator, right? The same way in the ratios, the first term is antecedent, the second term is consequent. And always remember that in the ratio, the order of quantities is important. For example, 2 is to 3 is not same as 3 is to 2. Okay, order is always important. 2 is to 3 never be same as 3 is to 2. Okay, let's solve some example questions and how do we use in our real life. Let's see. Find the ratio between 3,500 rupees and 10,500 rupees. So we need to find the ratio between these two numbers. So we can write down these as 3,500 is to 10,500. And in the fractional form, 3,500 out of 10,500. If you convert into simplest form, both zeros will get cancelled and 35 and 105 are there in 5 times table. 5 sevens 35, 5 21s 105. 7 by 21 is not in its lowest form, so we can divide by 7 both the sides. It will be 1 over 3. That means 3,500 is to 10,500 are in the ratio of 1 is to 3. Okay, let's solve one more question. Aman and Amrit have money in the ratio of 3 is to 4. If Aman has 1500 rupees, how much money does Amrit have? So let's write it in a ratio form. Aman's money by Amrit's money. We know that Aman's money and Amrit's money are in the ratio of 3 is to 4. So we can write it as 3 by 4. And we know that Aman has 1500 rupees. So 1500 by Amrit's money equals to 3 over 4. Now let's cross multiply Amrit's money times 3 equals to 1500 times 4. By cross multiplying, we will get to know how much money Amrit have. Aman's money times 3 equals to 1500 times 4. So Aman's money equals to 6000 by 3, which means 2000. So Aman has 2000 rupees. Here what did we do? From the question, we know that Aman has 1500 rupees and both Aman and Amrit have money in the ratio of 3 is to 4. So what did we do? We simply cross multiplied by writing the numbers into fractional form and we got the answer 2000 rupees. That means Amrit have 2000 rupees. Okay. Now let's solve another question. Divide 84 rupees in the ratio of 7 is to 5. It's not 5 is to 5, 50-50. If it is 50-50, we can simply divide it by 2 and 42 we will easily get. But here we are dividing 84 rupees in the ratio of 7 is to 5. So for that what do? We have to find out sum of the ratio terms. Then we will get that total how much. So 7 plus 5 equals to 12. For every 12 rupees, 7 rupees one person is taking, 5 rupees another person is taking. So we can write down that the first part is 7 out of 12. For every 12 rupees, first person is taking 7 rupees, and the second part is for every 12 rupees the second person is taking 5 rupees, so 5 over 12. And how much they are sharing? The sharing 84 rupees, right? So let's multiply by 84. So 7 over 12 times 84. 12 times 7 is 84, 7 times 7 is 49. So the first person is taking 49 rupees, the second person is taking 35 rupees. Understand? So first what did we do? We added the ratio terms. Here for every 12 rupees, 7 rupees the first person is taking. For every 12 rupees, 5 rupees the second person is taking. So if you write in the fractions, we will get the answers 49 rupees and 35 rupees. That means they are sharing as 49 rupees and 35 rupees. Okay? So this is all about ratio. Ratio is the comparison of two quantities of same kind with the same units by means of fraction in the lowest terms. Now, let's learn about proportion. Basically, proportion is a statement of the equality of the ratios. In simple words, we can say comparison of two ratios is what we call it as proportion. Ratio means comparison of two quantities. Similarly, proportion means comparison of two ratios. Okay, so what I mean is, let's say 2 by 4, which is same as 1 by 2. We know that these two are equivalent fractions, so we can write down these two as 2 is to 4 is to as 1 is to 2. Okay, so this symbol we call it as is to as. So we can say that here 2, 4, 1, 2 are in its proportion because they are equal. 2 is to 4 is equal to 1 is to 2. So that's why we can say that 2, 4, 1, 2 are in its proportion. See, clearly a proportion has 4 terms. And the first and last terms we call it as extremes. And the second and third terms we call it as means. The first and last term we call it as extremes. The second and third term we call it as means. Always remember that in a proportion, product of extremes should be equals to product of means. Product of extremes equals to product of means. That means 2 times 2, which is 4, equals to 4 times 1, which is 4. So that means these two are in its proportion. But where do we use this proportion in our real life? Some of the questions we will solve now. Find the missing term in 2 is to 5 is to as 10 is to how much? So let's write down the proportion. 2 is to 5 is to as 10 is to the missing number. Let's make it as x. We know that product of extremes equals to product of means. 2 times x equals to 5 times 10. So 2 times x equals to 2x, 5 times 10 equals to 50. X equals to 50 over 2, which is nothing but x equals to 25. That means here the missing term is 25. We can write it as 2 is to 5 is to as 10 is to 25. Here to cross check, 2 times 25 is 50, 5 times 10 is 50. So these ratios are in its proportion. Similarly, let's solve one more question. 3 is to how much is to as 15 is to 20. Product of extremes equals to product of means. So 20 times 3 equals to 15 times, let the missing number is x. So 60 equals to 15x. So x equals to 60 over 15. 15 fours 60. So x equals to 4. That means the ratio is 3 is to 4 is to as 15 is to 20. Okay. I hope you understand this. Now let's solve some word problems on ratio and proportion. The first question is the ratio of girls to boys in Mrs. White's class is 3 is to 2. If there are 12 boys, how many girls are there in the classroom? The ratio of girls to boys is 3 is to 2. So, if there are 12 boys, that means we do not know how many girls are there. If there are 12 boys, so 3 is to 2 is to as something is to 12. We have to find out how many girls are there in the classroom. So product of extremes, 3 times 12 equals to 36 equals to 2 times x. So 2x equals to 36, x equals to 36 over 2, which means 18. X equals to 18. That means number of girls are 18. Okay. I hope you understand about ratio and proportion. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in comment section. I will help you in solving the questions. So far you had seen how to solve ratio and proportion questions, right? If you have any doubt, please do let me know in the comment section. I'll help you in the next video. Thank you.